3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Syphon Filter, for those not familiar, is a spy
When does
game.
the operation begin?
Our intelligence within
Involving a biological weapon called Syphon Filter. It's a model of, it's kind of a combination of Tomb Raider and GoldenEye with some other games thrown in. So, you'll see kind of different elements going in. And this first stage is pretty straightforward. It's going to be helping CBDC agents defuse bombs and such. And so this opening section is a little dicey just because it is random with the enemy patterns. You need to take out 3 guards here, and I'm not getting great patterns here. There's 2. Just gonna play it safe here. I don't wanna. Okay. So yeah, that was a lot slower than normal. Normally I like to get out of there in about 62 to 63 seconds. Today it was about 66. So, not a great start. Next up will be Kravich and the comm uplink objective. Gabe Logan greater than Sam Fisher. I really like the Splinter Cell series, though. EOD Tech's, especially Chaos Theory. I think it's one of the finest games ever. Okay, easy kill on Kravich.
I've taken out Kravich and destroyed the comm equipment, but I don't see their uplink dish.
I'll trace it.
So next is going to be one of many interaction skips I'm going to be performing with this switch up ahead to get me down into the this vent shaft. So what I did there is I pressed the shoot and action buttons, the triangle and square buttons at the same time, to basically cancel out the animation of Gabe pulling that switch. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that throughout the run here. And that will save about 2 minutes in the run. Okay, so yeah, I'm about 2 seconds off my normal pace right now. I'm going to be doing another variant on an animation skip here with this bomb in the subway, where I'm going to do a crouch walk and interact with the bomb at the same time to save about a second on the interaction. Like that.
Beacon set.
So,
tell CBDC to get its guys down here.
One thing I'm going to try and do whenever possible is avoid dealing with guards. The main thing is Gabe slows down a little bit if he's shooting and running at the same time. And I'm also doing a kind of a climb skip there. I'll explain it in greater detail in the next stage because it's a more elaborate process than you'd think when I'm doing full jumps. So the rest of the stage is a straight shot to the finish line. It's pretty straightforward. Gotta remember not to hit the keyboard until the run is actually over today. That would be embarrassing. So about a 4:13 opening stage. I do my splits after, do you want to save the game?
Wait.
Now for the story, for those of you not familiar, Gabe Logan, an agent for the unnamed agency, is investigating a series of bioterror attacks launched by Romer, an international terrorist. And Romer and his compatriots have just launched a terrorist attack on DC, and the level just ended with a decoy bomb destroying the subway to cover Romer's escape. So what you saw me do there at the beginning, normally it's supposed to go all the way around, but we don't have time for that, so I did a fire skip and just took a damage boost through the flames by rolling with a two-handed weapon. So yeah, I took quite a bit of damage, as you can see. But I should be okay for the rest of this section all the way to the Freedom Memorial, because most of the guards have terrible aim in this opening section. And yes, Gabe does have quite
I found the gas main.
interesting
I'm shutting it down.
movement as a runner. Boy, if I had a quarter for every time I've heard that, the 5 or so years I've been running this game. So there's actually a faster way of doing this, but it's much riskier. What I would do is I would actually plant the explosive, take care of the gas mains, and then save the CBDC agent. But you have a high risk of actually failing the mission. So I went with the safer strat here, which cost me about 4 seconds. Oh boy. I almost went into the fire there. Okay, I'm awake now. I did have my coffee, so you know, almost running into the fire. That'll wake me up.
I've spotted Mara Aramov in the top.
So we have a kind of a mini boss fight with Mara here, and what I'm going to try and do is do a quick turn and do a quick headshot before she starts running. So if done correctly, this will be a nice 1, 2, 3 sequence. Perfect.
Where's Romer? Where are the other bombs?
Now, if Mara starts running, it's about a 5-second time loss, but basically I just go under the barrier and
Leon, I'm on
I
my way
would
to the bar.
just take care of it there. Now we come to the first, like,
I've set the pickup for...
really kind of barrier level in the game, the park mission. Now, the park by itself isn't especially complicated. I have to protect CBDC agents while they defuse 4 bombs. Pretty straightforward. But a couple of these bombs are pretty dicey. There's a bit of RNG to it all. So I'm going to hope for some good patterns here.
CBDC has the signal. They're on their way. Stand by. Cover me.
Okay, I did not get a good pattern there, so I'm just going to take out this guard here. Now, this is really predicated on taking out a certain number of guards per bomb. The first bomb, you only need to take out 1 guard, and normally there's a guard that appears on the left, but it was got the rare case of him not doing that. So, not a deal breaker. So this next one is the hardest of the 4 bombs because I'm going to be protecting the CBDC agent from pretty much 360 degrees, and the guards can and will come in all directions, and I have to take out 5 of them. So I'm going to hope for a good pattern here, and I've got plenty of M16 ammo to take care of them. So, okay, 1, 2. That's good. That's a I'm just gonna play it. Okay. Again, I played it kind of safe there. I probably could have started running after guard number 5, but seeing a 6th guard just appear there, I thought, well, better just take care of him. Now, the reason why I picked up the M16 in the first stage was largely for this mission, because you don't pick up M16 ammo from any guards until the very end of the stage. And the M16 is, again, much faster, obviously, than the 45, even though the 45 is more powerful. So, I'm going to position myself here. I'm going to hope for an early guard spawn in this corner here. Did not appear. It's 4 guards this time. That's a good bomb. Now, the one other thing is you can't go too far here. If you go too far away from the field, it will automatically fail you for the mission. So you got to be really careful.
CBDC has the signal. They're on their way. Stand by.
All right, so this one is 4 bombs. If no guards appear directly in front of you, it's a given that it's going to appear in your kind of your blind spot. Okay. Okay, that's all 4. Well, nice is a relative term. It's been slow, but not, you know, trolly. You know, I can live with slow for a marathon. I mean, this is about 10 seconds off of where I'd like to be right now if I were doing like a real speed run. Yeah, 10:31. Yeah, that's about 13 seconds off. I usually try to aim for around 10:17, 10:18 around this section. But I took a couple of safeties. So we have this uplink dish here, which I have to, you know, put a trace on.
On top of their uplink dish.
I'll explain the climbing glitch I'm doing in the expo center.
Right.
Okay, got okay roll off of there. Just gonna take out that guard as a safety. He actually alerted Marco, so I'm gonna try and sneak up behind because he was still shooting his shotgun when I was trying to get him a couple of days ago. So I'm being a little cautious here. So now I'm gonna arm the shotgun for it's the big moment in the game. The shotgun otherwise doesn't get a lot of usage throughout the game, but this is its big moment where I'm going to go head-to-head with Gerdu, the first boss of the game.
I'm at the entrance. Tell CBDC to get their team moving.
Hurry, Gabe. You don't have much time.
Reflexively thinking about the timer there. All right.
Anton Gerdu. I hope Romer's paying you enough to...
So this is a pretty straightforward fight. 3 shotgun blasts
Right.
to the fuel tank.
Where are you? You can't.
Whoops. Didn't hit him. That's interesting.
Gabe, are you all right?
He's finished.
So 12:35 opening section. That's about, I think, 15 seconds off of my PB.
We've analyzed blood taken from Romer's men. It contains...
Now, this opening section here has the Fagin skip, where I'm going to run ahead of Fagin so I don't have to keep following him through this opening section. It's not that hard once you get the timing right. This first guard is critical. Good setup. So wait for this guard to move a certain number of spaces. Again, I'm just going to play pretty safe here with this guard, because sometimes he randomly sees me, even though I don't know how. But the rest of these guards are pretty easy to take care of. 1, 2, 3. A little behind him there. So now we come to another kind of mini-boss fight with Benton, who
What are you doing here?
supposedly with the agency, but we find out he's actually a traitor and working with Romer.
Gabe, Fagin's run for it. Romer...
Okay.
He's finished.
Basically, you want to creep around the corner and get a quick headshot in before he runs. If he runs, it can turn into a really ugly fight, because he's very accurate for an early stage enemy. So that went pretty well. So this climb skip I'm doing here basically is Gabe grabs onto something, either his hands or his feet, landing on the surface. What I do is I press forward and the aim button to basically cancel out the animation and have him essentially move faster. So this is one of the more recent discoveries in the game. So this guard here that I'm going to try and take out, he can go one of 3 ways. He can go left, right, or straight back. Straight back is the one you want for speed. So yeah, this climb skip here is going to allow me to really move up the this structure very quickly, although I'm taking a lot more damage than I'm comfortable with. Okay. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. I'll get a flak jacket here from the guard in the space exhibit. So, starting with this stage, guards are going to start wearing flak jackets a little more often. Not in Romer's base section, but certainly in the second half. Guards will be wearing flak jackets, so you need to start learning your headshots if you haven't already. There's no RNG as far as which guards are wearing flak jackets and which ones aren't. That's pretty well predetermined. So it's just a question of knowing which ones do and don't, and adjusting your strats accordingly. So now that I've got all the key cards, the rest of this stage is pretty straightforward. The elevator could be a mild problem. There's a guard that's going to be kind of at the bottom who's going to be running back and forth. Sometimes he actually zeroes in on you and will keep shooting at you. And, well, he's still... Okay, he finally rolled out away from me. But if the danger meter is still flashing red when you get off the elevator, you got to take him out, because he will take you out before you can kick the door open. And yes, Gabe kicks a lot of doors open in this game. Why, we don't know. Just run with it. So this last section here, I'm going to have 2 guards on the catwalk. I'm going to use the K3G4, which actually cuts through flak jackets, because all of them are wearing flak jackets, and just take them out at the same time. Got a kind of uncooperative camera swing there, following the guard falling off, but it's not bad. Actually, this is a pretty solid stage. Was it 12:35? So this is about a 4:56, 4:57. That's about my PB pace. So very clean stage overall. Now, all the guards I'm going to be dealing with here are wearing flak jackets, so we're just going to stick with the K3G4 until the very end. So apparently I hit that guard off to the right, so he's going to stick with me and try to hassle me here, but I'm not too worried about him. Okay, so there is a shimmy skip you can do where you can basically hit the strafe button as you're rolling across, but it's a very finicky thing and can just as easily cancel out your movement as kind of give you like a little bit of a boost forward. It saves about 7 to 10 seconds in a run overall, so not a huge thing. Just shimmying doesn't happen very much in this game. Okay. Good pattern. Basically, I don't want that guard closest to the wall. I don't want to run into him at all, because that will stop his movement. But I'm trying to get them to run away altogether and not deal with me. If they're still...
Tell me where the virus labs are.
If that one guard is still shooting at me, Mara will hear it and take out and kill Fagin before I can use the one and only instance of the taser in this run.
More security is on its way.
So sorry, Taser fans, that's the only time the Taser gets used.
Leon,
Gabe.
That's just to skip the end of the cutscene a little bit. Shooting Mara just kind of like speeds it up, and the game cancels it out.
I've discovered why every mission in this investigation has been compromised.
And welcome Valkyrie, the world record holder of Syphon Filter. The only player to have broken 1 hour. Now this mission is finicky. I'm going to try and stay
Found a
stealth
fuel tank.
all the way to Gabrick, who is the base
Planted the first
commander.
explosive.
So far, so good. Okay. So that guard I took on the stairwell there, he's the most dangerous of the four, just because you can shoot him a bunch, but because of his position, some of those might end up hitting the platform rather than him. Now, this next section here is a bit random as to whether I can slip past the guards or not. It's not a deal breaker if I don't. Okay, I didn't. There we go.
Damn it!
Now, I don't want that guard shooting because that's going to alert Gabrick. So down he goes. Okay, so I picked up a shotgun. I know I said the shotgun doesn't get a lot of use, but it will at the end of this stage, after I plant the last explosive. First,
I found the power to the motion sensors. I'm heading over to the bunkers now. That's the last explosive. I'll trigger the timer once I'm on the roof and have disabled their radar.
Copy.
yeah, I was afraid that first shot was gonna miss. Shotgun is pretty random when you're firing from the hip. Sometimes that first shot connects, sometimes it doesn't. And normally down that corridor it's 5 guards. Today I got 6, which I'm actually fine with because that's a little extra ammo for this next stage. Ammo counting is a surprisingly important part of some of the speed run, particularly the opening section and definitely this section, because you really need automatic ammo, automatic weapon ammo for this for the bunker stage. Just largely because you need to do a lot of interaction skips, and there are a decent amount of guards you're gonna have to deal with,
Leon.
and switches. Switches, control panels that control the lasers. You have to shoot them out. So yeah, the interaction skip, this is where it gets a lot of usage.
Damaging that missile could set it off.
Okay. A little bit of an awkwardness there. Okay. Now these missiles, they're on a global timer, so I really can't make this go any faster. Except for the last one. That one I'll try the interact skip on, but otherwise I'm not going to bother because there's really no point. The other thing with this mission is I'm going to try as much as I can to avoid taking damage. Where I'm at is fine. Basically, if I take damage, I'm going to have to stop and pick up a flak jacket at the start of the next mission before I deal with the chopper, because I'm going to be taking quite a bit of damage in that mission. I need to be about 90%, about 80% or better to make this work in an ideal cycle.
I've got the last code. I'm gonna try to find a way up to the radar tower on the roof. Get ready to lift off.
I'm ready.
So, yeah,
I found the
apart from
elevator.
that one hiccup with
Get
the
ready to lift
door,
off.
pretty solid level.
Calling the patrol.
You know, a lot of interaction skips, but you know, overall went very well, very clean. So yeah, this is the second boss fight of the game with the chopper, and this is ideally going to be a two-phase fight,
check.
a two-cycle fight. So let's skip the cutscene here. Okay, so Chopper's coming up. Uh-oh. I don't like this. Not sure I like that setup, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it. Basically, I'm gonna start blasting this chopper as soon as it appears. Excellent. Great. That was a terrific chopper fight. Basically, you want to empty two clips into the chopper and cycle one. One as it's rising and another as it's flying away. And then kind of the same deal. One clip as the chopper approaches, and then another as it's in stasis. So now we have the most dangerous skip in the game, a fire truck skip. Okay, got it. Good. Basically what I did is I positioned myself at a certain spot and aimed at a certain part of the wall, and then did a hard side roll onto the truck, which is on fire, but it's a safe spot, and then I just did a crouch roll off to get off of it. It saves about 20 seconds. So 26:36 halftime. Which, again, very good. That's very solid. That's about 16 seconds off my DB time.
Syphon filter.
One more.
So now we come to the Stronghold missions, and, you know, apart from being really long, they really aren't that complicated, but, yeah, again, they're long. So a lot of climbing, a lot of killing scientists, and saving test subjects, or so they tell us.
I found the first group of... Check.
So the interaction skip is a little tricky with the test subjects, and this is not a good pattern. Normally the guard and the scientist are together. This time the guard was actually off to the side there. So I just took care of him because I need the PK-102 because I'm going to use it for a couple of interaction skips, and two, I don't want scientists to be running. So yeah, 90% of the time the scientist and the guard are together. This time they were not.
Damn!
What? Oh! Wow.
One more thing.
Right.
Wow. That. Well, that's unfortunate. That's 90 seconds.
I found the first group of... Right.
Huh. Yeah, no kidding, Valkyrie. That's pretty bizarre. Huh. Okay, well, so instead of this being a 104, it's probably a 106 now. And I'm not doing very well with my interaction skips either. Getting what we call the blessing, where Gabe just kind of blesses the test subject. Alright. So I'm gonna gas these 3 scientists in a row here. And just knock them out 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. The one problem with these stages, particularly throughout, is death is not forgiving, generally. I mean, you saw that mistake, which I'm still not sure how it happened, but it happened, so no point asking. But yeah, so that was 90 seconds. Some of the mistakes can cost you even more than that, so you gotta be kind of careful. Now this scientist up ahead here, I'm gonna try and get him. Okay, got him. He generally runs counterclockwise. Sometimes, though, just to screw with you, he'll actually run clockwise. So, nope. Why am I killing a bunch of scientists? Because they work for the villain Romer and are actively experimenting on these test subjects. So they are considered too dangerous as far as the agency is concerned. But then again, some of these scientists are armed with pistols, 45 pistols, and they're actually very accurate. Another Cascade Resonance failure, we don't need another Half-Life scenario. Well, these guards, these scientists are pretty good shots. Gordon Freeman would be proud. At least their marksmanship he would be. So I'm just gonna take out the scientist and pick, not the scientist, this guard, and just pick up the flak jacket. Generally, it's random as how many guards appear next to this last test subject. Usually it's 1. This time it was 2. So this scientist armed. Hey, Grandma Boo and Carol. Thanks for coming in to watch. Appreciate it. Well, until I had that bizarre mistake 5 minutes ago, it's been going pretty well. But, you know, it's a marathon, so we're all having fun here. Okay, last scientist down. So now it's just a run to the finish and to the elevator. Well, thank you. I'm very glad to be here. I'm very flattered that I was not only chosen to run this for the 4th year in a row, but also to lead off this fine event. I hope everyone else is enjoying this and learning about I think, an underrated gem for the PlayStation. So opening Stronghold Stage went pretty well, I'm not gonna say it went well, but the second time around it was fine. So this next stage is basically a repeat of the last stage. You know, kill the scientists, save the test subjects. There's only 4 test subjects, and they're all in the first half of the stage. Bad turn there. So, yeah, I'm just gonna empty my pistol here to alert the scientist down the hall, but I'm not going to deal with him just yet. I'm going to save that for later. Because there are a couple of test subjects and 2 scientists I need to take care of here. Okay, so I got the random guard. Got all twisted around. I actually used the wrong gun there. Not want to use the 9mm because I need that for later. Luckily, there's a 9mm crate at the start of the catacombs. Yeah, actually, I don't have to pick it up. I can do it in 5 shots. So that scientist that's hacking up a lung there, basically he appears when you appear, when you land on a certain pixel on that ramp. So I basically am manipulating the situation to get rid of him without really, having to deal with him, because he runs, and just rather not deal with him. And going left to right like that is faster. Alright, so that's the end of the test subjects. So there's still scientists that need to be taken care of. Now with this guard up ahead, I'm going to take him out, which means there's going to be a guard waiting for me on the railing up ahead. If I didn't take him out, there would be no guard here, so it's negligible. But coming back, it's a little harder dealing with 2 guards rather than 1. So this scientist and his movement is pretty random. But he gave me a good pattern there. Deep Stack Dave, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Hope everyone is ready for some Syphon filter action. I always have trouble with the count on the scientists at this stage. I don't know why, but there are only 4 more left. So, but ignore this guard. I'm just going to get him to get on his knees, and I'm going to take out this scientist, grab his key card, and then take out this guard before he can throw a grenade. And now I will take him out. Yeah. I don't make the rules in this game. They tell me I'm ordered to do something, I better do it. Thought it was a little off center there, strafing along that platform. Would not have wanted that. That would have about a minute time lost if I actually fell off, because if I fall off, Gabe is dead, basically. Alright, just one more scientist here. Syphon, certainly, as I mentioned before, this game certainly was an influence on the Tomb Raider was certainly an influence on the developers when they were making Syphon Filter. Definitely one of those games that really kind of inspired them. Okay, so that's the end of that. So now we come to the most aggravating stage in the game, the catacombs.
Security has been breached. Roma has ordered that the...
All of Romer's underground security is palm print activated. You must follow the guard and let him open the cell. If you are seen, you won't be able to get in.
Have an evac standing by. It won't be long.
I have enough ammo. Well, actually, no, I'm just gonna play it safe. Because I might need some for a little later on. It didn't change anything. Now, unfortunately, unlike Fagin, I cannot make the scientist go faster. So this is all basically on a global timer. It's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I can't motivate him with bullets. Hold that thought. That will be a factor later on in this mission. That guard, the third guard I just took out there, he's weird. He seems to be running on, you know, a kind of uneven terrain, and lining up a headshot, it can be surprisingly difficult. I do like how Gabe's arm, as the scientist is moving, it tracks him. It's like the gun is following his movement. I think that's very clever. Oh, no scientist. Oh, no guard. Excuse me. All right, so I'm armed. Okay, on the PK ammo. Yeah, Syphon Filter never made it to the PC. Alright, start the clock. Fagin time.
Follow me.
So, Fagin is a problem just because he's very finicky. The one thing you can do, like, don't run in front of him, don't touch him, like, just stay out of his way. Okay, I was hoping to get one. I'll switch to the G18 now, because it is the highest fire rate in the game. So I'm going to pick up a K3G4 here as a safety. Some of these guards are a real pain. Basically, aiming and shooting actually will keep Fagin from stopping. If you fire from the hip, he will stop in his tracks, and you obviously don't want that if you're trying to run this fast. Okay. Alright, so there's only one checkpoint for Fagin, incidentally. There's also one for Leon later. Now that time I kind of went against my own advice there, but it's fine. Fagin, unlike Leon, Fagin has a tendency to just kind of get in your way, just cause problems. So So, but yeah, I've been trying to learn this. Baron Haynes, who was one of the original speedrunners of this game, kind of created a test model of how to do this quickly, but it's not easy. Because there are a lot of moving parts. Although I will say that went very well.
That's her cell. You're on your own now.
I didn't really look at the clock, but I think that went very well. So now I'm going to shoot now. We were talking about this earlier.
Are you crazy?
I just shot Leon about 5 times. Why? Because you damage her at past a certain threshold. She will just run and run and run throughout this section and speed this up by about 2.5 minutes. So mainly my job at this point is to support Leon as she runs and just take out guards as needed. Mostly the ones that are aiming at me. But the same principle applies. Do not run into Leon at all. And Leon will even help you sometimes. You know, being a good teammate and all. You also don't want to get too far away from Leon. She will slow down. So it's kind of like a proximity thing. Taking a lot of damage here. Oh boy. Okay, I should be all right. Yeah, that section on the catwalk was a bit awkward, but it's all right. Fine. Because the guards are so kind of busy trying to juggle between me and Leon, they can't actually, you know, pick a target or settle on a target. So that allows me to kind of slip past a lot of times.
There's someone up ahead.
Say bye to Fagin.
Please.
Alright, so now we come to the final section of the game, the warehouse section.
Gabe, with both...
Right.
This opening section is tricky because the guards and their weapons are random.
Erickson.
Some will be carrying
I'll ask them.
PK-102 ammo, some will be carrying shotgun ammo, and it's completely random as to which one you get from these guards. You know, how they appear and so forth. You want a little bit of both. The shotgun will be useful for some of these early guards. PK-102 is mostly for interaction skips. Normally, it's supposed to pick up a virus scanner, but since there's no RNG as to where these things are located, we don't need to do that. Now, the blue guards, Romer's men, and Fagin's men, the guards in the white, are generally more interested in shooting each other in this stage than you. That doesn't mean if they don't. That doesn't mean if they see you, they're gonna ignore you altogether, but they might. So it's mostly just kind of playing to the situation as it develops, and you know, taking advantage where you can. So that's a decent opening section. So I'm going to ignore these two guards for the moment. I'm going to pick up the K3G4, which is going to be extremely important throughout this entire section, all the way to the end of the game. Ooh. Well, that was unfortunate, taking damage from that shotgun guard. Luckily, it shouldn't be a huge issue, but if some of these guards up ahead, you know, decide to get in their heads to make trouble for me, I might end up taking a death. So throwing that grenade alerts everybody in the vicinity to start, you know, shooting at each other, but ignoring me altogether, which is what I want. Because, you know, if I didn't shoot, they'd be aiming at me, not the other way around. So this is an okay pattern. That guard running past was a little dangerous, but so I'm going to throw a grenade in the corner to take out these spawning guards, one of which is armed with grenades. So took care of that business. So I'm going to hold on to the grenades for from here on out until the first underground mission. So it's basically a straight shot to the finish here. There are two guards up ahead, and how they react is somewhat random. Generally they just keep running and ignore me altogether, but sometimes they'll stop and, you know, and try to shoot me, which is what I don't want, because one, it wastes time, and two, they might hit the fuel tanks up ahead. But I got the good pattern here. So those guards can't hit me, so we'll just move right along. That guard running is kind of unusual, but not a big deal. So I just took him out, picked up the flak jacket. And that's an important thing, because from this point on, every guard I encounter will be wearing a flak jacket. So that means it's headshots or body shots with the K3G4. Well, almost entirely that
Leon,
way.
I found shipping manifests for parts.
There are a couple of guards I'll just, you know, spam with
Leon,
the Biz-2,
check.
which will be making its debut shortly. So the Biz-2 is the second best gun in the game. So there's going to be a guard. Basically, I'm going to roll left after taking out this guard. And there's going to be two guards that randomly start appearing. One is carrying a shotgun. One is carrying the Biz-2. I call him Biz-Quick. So I can already hear the footsteps behind me. There's the shotgun, but no Biz-Quick. I wonder where Biz-Quick went. Just ignore these guards altogether. That guard just runs out, and I'll just slip past him. There's Biz-Quick. Really do not want to get into a gunfight with him, because the Biz-Quick is a very powerful gun. It's as powerful as a 45, and there are 66 rounds in the magazine. So you don't want to deal with that. So this guard, I'm just going to let him throw his grenade. And he's going to take out those two guards. Okay, got one.
Check.
Normally, he takes out both guards at the same time who are running up to intercept me. This time it was just one. Not a big deal. This happened in my practice before I actually started. So I'm going to use the K3G4 on these 3 guards up ahead. That's 1, 2, and there's 3. So I'm going to switch back to the PK102 for the rest of this. Now, I can actually roll past these guards here and just continue on, but I'm just, for safety purposes, I'm going to take both of them out. But you can actually roll past them and then just get onto the finish here, but you do run the risk of taking some damage.
That's Warehouse 76. The entrance to the silo is in there somewhere.
Alright, 4 to go. So Warehouse 76 has 2 more fire skips.
Leon,
One early, one late. And actually there are a few other ones you can do, but they are extremely dangerous. And Valkyrie can explain it better than I can, but they are not something you would do unless you're like a sub 101 player. Because you're basically taking 2 extra damage, taking an extra 1, maybe 2 extra damage boosts, and unless your rolls are exactly right, you're in a lot of trouble. So let these guards come down, and then I'm going to take them out. So yeah, that's where I just climbed up. I could have done a fire skip there off the top of the boxes, but again, very dangerous. I prefer to have, you know, as much health as I can. So I'm going to do a fire roll through here and just get onto the elevator. Now there is a elevator skip where you can skip part of the cutscene here. The problem is you run a decent risk of soft locking.
They think a civil war is breaking out here.
I'll hurry.
So the cavern stage is not especially difficult. The opening can be a little dicey, but other than that, it's pretty basic.
Right.
So, oh, I'm taking more damage than I would like there. That's why I said it's dicey at the beginning, or it can be. Okay, so climbed up before Leon could contact me. I call that the Mara skip. Basically, because it's about Mara telling you about the lasers that are impeding your progress. That's the whole point. Becomes the whole point of the mission. To deactivate these lasers. But of course, you know, in the grand tradition of the fetch quest, they have to make it difficult, don't they? So I'm just gonna spam the Biz 2 on these guards up here because 2 of them are running away and 1 is throwing grenades, so I can just take them out without too much difficulty. So this section up here used to be a lot more dangerous because you'd have to press the switch, deal with some guards, some of whom are throwing grenades, and then activate this control panel. Instead, I'm going to throw a grenade, which is going to despawn these guards altogether. Like so. Problem solved. You can also shoot it, and you'll get the same results. But yeah, this little skip saves about 30 seconds. Because dealing with those guards is not a lot of fun. At all. All problems can be solved with a smooth grenade throw. Unfortunately, grenade throwing is not exactly smooth in this game, but the general principle I agree with. So I just kind of slipped past those 3 guards there. You don't have to deal with them if you don't want to. The last 3 guards up ahead, kind of the same thing. You can just slip past them, and they're not really going to cause too much of a fuss. I'm probably going to take them out, though, just to kind of hedge my bets a little bit. Got another raid.
I've made it into the power room.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you actually touch those lasers, you're dead.
That will do to the power room. The whole place could blow.
I don't have much choice.
Where'd the scientists go? There are a couple of scientists in the final stage that I'm going to have to take. Well, one of them I'm going to take out, the other I'm going to ignore. But there is a scientist I will be taking out. So the Blackout Stage, once you know where all the guards are and where everything is kind of positioned, it's actually not that bad of a stage. Until you start having to do advanced strats, then the stage can become a bit precarious. Mostly for the YOLO strat at the end, because that is extremely dangerous. And its success is somewhat randomized because of how accurate the guards are and how many you have to deal with. And even then, the game might still say, oh no, you're not getting it today. I'd say the success rate is about 40%. If I hadn't taken the death in the Stronghold, I might have actually gone for it. So yeah, there's going to be just about 10 more guards. About 8 to 10 more guards to deal with. Got a good climb there. All right. Oof. Took a little bit of damage there. So yeah, I'm just going to quietly take out these guards here and just get to the finish line. Uh-oh, that's not what I intended. And now I gotta deal with a bonus guard, but alright, there we go. Problem solved. Alright, looks like I'm heading for about a 105.30, give or about a 105.30 to
Leon,
40.
I found the elevator down to the silo. See.
So yeah, so this will be a sub 106 unless I make a terrible mistake here. Now this opening section,
Leon?
I'm going to entice a guard to throw a grenade. I'm going to hope that this grenade actually kills the guard down below, but it's random. It did not. Not a deal breaker, it's about a 2-second time save. It just means I'd have to deal with one guard down here instead of 2. So now we're going to go for the elevator silo skip, where basically I'm going to run into the elevator before the door closes, and I'm going to roll out, which will allow me to skip a cutscene. But it's a very tight bit of timing. Got it. Okay. So yeah, so Gabe can actually survive a nuclear missile launch, you know, provided, of course, you know, reasons. It's a fun glitch, but it saves about 10 seconds.
All European commands are being ordered to DEFCON 3. If you don't get to the detonator on level 2 in time, we're looking at World War 3.
Alright, so there's 2 scientists up ahead. One is a key card I need, the other does not. The one on my left there does not. He does, up ahead. Okay, down we go. So it's just 2 guards in the, up here. I'm gonna ignore both of them, grab the gas grenades, and set up for the final, fight with Romer. Hopefully this doesn't screw me. I have problems with this toss. Okay. So basically, Romer's gonna run right into this. It's like what I did earlier in the Stronghold.
I'm triggering the missile's
Time is when Romer's covered in gas. And... time.
Logan!
Okay, well, it's not giving me that.
What now?
First, we get the lab guy started on this disc and your vaccine.
So about a
No,
105.38.
all of this. What's happened here?
Very
Parkinson's
good.
involvement with
I mean,
Fagan, Romer,
you
their
take out the
plans,
mistake, that's a
virus.
low
What's it all
104.
mean? I don't know. With
So,
Parkinson dead, I don't know if we'll ever
well, thank
know.
you all for the GGs, Donkey, Weapon, Elrock, Carol, David, EOD, Deep Stack Dave, Fury Fire, Valkyrie, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thanks all for this and for again letting me lead off this great event, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope you'll all give me follows. Much appreciated. More Syphon builds to come. But thanks so much everybody for watching and giving me your support and letting me lead off this event. I really enjoyed it. I'm very humbled to have been able to do this for you, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.